Hello everyone, and welcome to another daily chess game of Paul Morphy. And in this game, Paul Morphy is playing with the white pieces, and his opponent is once again a player with no name. So this game was played in London in 1858. And Paul Morphy went to England in 1858 for challenging Howard Stanton, the famous unofficial world chess champion. But unfortunately, at that time period, Howard Stanton was not willing to face with Paul Morphy. So they say he was afraid to face with Paul Morphy. And that's why they have never played with each other. But at that time, Paul Morphy, when he was waiting for Howard Stanton, Paul Morphy played many important chess games in London when he was waiting for Howard Stanton. So this game was one of them, and Paul Morphy played many casual games in London, and also he played with Johann Löwenthal. He played a series of matches with Löwenthal, and in the future I'm planning to show those games also. So as you know, Paul Morphy played with Löwenthal when he was 13 years old, but at this time Paul Morphy is about 22 or 21 years old. So in this game, Paul Morphy is playing with the white pieces, as I told you before, and Paul Morphy starts the game with playing e4, e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, bishop to c4, Italian opening, bishop to c5, b4, bishop takes on b4, c3, bishop to c5, d4, e takes on d4, c takes on d4. So the typical Evans Gambit Italian game by Paul Morphy, attacking the bishop and controlling the center, but Paul Morphy sacrificed a pawn. Bishop to b6, bishop to g5, attacking the queen, knight from g to e7, blocking, knight to c3, and black castled, d5, knight to a5, attacking the bishop, and it's white to move, and Paul Morphy played d6, not defending the bishop, and black played c takes on d6. If knight takes on c4, then d takes on e7, forking the queen and the rook, and black is losing. So black played c takes on d6, and then knight to d5, not defending the bishop once again. And black played knight from a to c6, defending on e7. If knight takes on c4, then knight takes on e7. That's check, and this is even worse. So after king to h8, knight to g6, check, also attacking the queen. Pawn takes knight, and then bishop takes queen. So after knight to d5, black played knight from a to c6, and then Paul Morphy captures the knight. Knight takes knight on e7, queen takes on d6. The knight is pinned because of the bishop. Bishop is eyeing the queen. Rook to e8, more protection on e7. Paul Morphy played rook to c1, bishop to a5. That's check. So as you know, Paul Morphy is a very aggressive attacking player, and he likes the attack, and he doesn't like to move his pieces to the backward. He doesn't like any passive moves. If you noticed, Paul Morphy always plays active moves, so in this position Paul Morphy preferred king to f1, and this move shows the characteristics of the Paul Morphy style. So Paul Morphy is not defending his king with the bishop or with the knight. He doesn't like to move his pieces to the backward, and he preferred losing the castling rights, but also keeping the pressure for the black. So again, Paul Morphy's pieces are looking very active. Besides the rook on h1, we have king to f8, more protection on e7, but queen to f4 by Paul Morphy and threatening checkmate. d5, bishop to b5, attacking the rook, defending with the bishop, bishop to d7, and this is one of the key moments of the game. And Paul Morphy played an incredible move. Well, he made a very deep calculation, and then he played knight to e5, leaving the bishop, and it looks like Paul Morphy blundered very badly. So black played bishop takes bishop on b5. That's check, so there is no time for queen to f7. Paul Morphy played king to g1. And now Paul Morphy is threatening checkmate, so how to defend? Well, black played f5. If f6, then bishop takes on f6, g takes on f6, queen takes pawn, king to g8, and then knight to f7 is a killer move, attacking the queen. And if saving the queen, then knight to h6, and that's checkmate. So black played f5, e takes on f5, queen to b6, f6, attacking the knight, knight to g8. And then Paul Morphy played f7, forking the rook and the knight. Rook from e to c8, black decided to save his rook. Paul Morphy captures the knight, f takes on g8, promoting a queen. King takes on g8, queen to f7, check, king to h8. And then Paul Morphy captures the rook, rook takes rook on c8, queen takes on d5, and black played h6. But in this position, let's play a silly move, let's say a6, then knight to f7, that's check, king to g8, knight to h6, king to h8, queen to g8, rook takes queen, and then knight to f7, and that's checkmate. So that's why black played h6. And if there was no h6, there is forced checkmate in 4 moves. But Paul Morphy played knight to f7, that's check, king to h7. And then Paul Morphy played queen to f5, forking the king and the rook, and black is doomed. So black is defending with the queen, queen to g6, and then Paul Morphy, of course, captures the rook with the queen, queen takes on c8. But queen to b1, that's check, and Paul Morphy is simply defending with the queen, queen to c1. But queen goes back to f5, attacking the knight and the bishop at the same time. Paul Morphy decided to save his bishop, and he played bishop to e3. And then black captures the knight. But unfortunately for black, Paul Morphy played the last move of the game, and after that move, black resigned. So can you guess the next move of Paul Morphy? And what would you do in this position if you had the white pieces? So as I told you before, after that move, black resigned. Well, Paul Morphy simply played queen to b1. That's check. Also attacking the bishop, forking the king and the bishop. So that's why after Paul Morphy played queen to b1, black resigned. And the possible continuation, king to somewhere else, and then queen takes bishop on b5. Also queen to g6 is not working, because queen takes bishop is possible. So there is no back rank mate. Queen is defending on b1 at the same time. That's why after Paul Morphy played queen to b1, black had enough and black resigned. Because white has the rook. And materially, this endgame is losing for black, and white sooner or later will activate his rook also and then win the game in the endgame. So I hope you have enjoyed watching this video, and I hope to see you next time. Take care.